Walmart considered at one point one of the greatest evil retail fronts in America.
What do you mean once?
Is now doing an interesting thing to save part of their business. As we know, a lot of people are not going out and shopping due to COVID and the economy and so forth. In light of that, people also aren't going to movie theaters. So what Walmart is looking to do is they're going to convert about 160 parking lots into outdoor movie theaters. So the rise of the drive-in movie theater is back.
It's about to take a dramatic increase, and that's the first business that's announced it on a major scale. I'm sure there are going to be actual movie theaters that are going to try this too.
Oh, what do we think of that?
Because even think back to New Hampshire, right? Think about the massive parking lots that movie theaters have. Like you can, especially maybe not in cities, but in a lot of rural America, it's easy business.
Calling it right now if the NBA and NFL season don't happen. More specifically, actually, the MLB season too. They're going to take the stadiums and convert them into drive-ins. So league stadiums are now going to become the new movie distribution model.
It's already happening. The Rose Bowl is doing a summer drive-in movie series.
Oh, wow.
And they're showing a lot of classics. I think in 2 weeks they're actually showing Inside Man. At the Rose Bowl, so it's already starting to happen, and it's going. You're right. It's going to the owners are going to freak out, and they're just going to be like, "How do we get people into these stadiums?
Make some money
any way that we possibly?"
They all have. They don't need them in the stadium. They want them near. They just need them in the parking lot.
They just need to make some money.
They just need money. God damn it!
Yeah, I know, Gina. You said that you've been to a few. Mother of Pickle just commented. Went to a drive-in the other night. It was full, really full.
Yeah, they're really and. We went to a drive-in that was showing crappy Amazon straight-to-VOD movies.
Yeah. Can you imagine if they did Black Widow?
It was full.
What if they did Black Widow in drive-in theaters? Would you go see it?
No.
I probably would.
I would. I'd be like,
how
much?
much?
Cool.
How much? Or I guess how much we pay? Okay, first of all, as of right now, before stadiums, Walmarts convert things.
Yeah.
What's the closest drive-in to us in the Los Angeles County area?
That's open right now?
Yeah.
The Vineland one, I believe.
And what's that drive?
It's about 45 minutes.
Each way?
Yeah.
Okay, and how much is it to watch this?
$10 for a car.
Yeah.
So $10 for a car.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Also,
plus you can hold on. You can bring your own food and drink.
Yes.
Also,
and they also have a snack bar. So if you do get hungry and you want, they have bathrooms. It's an easy way to social distance. It's one of the only potential safe ways to go out and socialize.
And then how do they fill occupancy? Is it just a first come first serve, or you buy your ticket prior?
You can buy your ticket prior, or you go, you get it, and then you find a spot. How the drive-ins work is, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a drive-in.
Nope.
But normally it's just a flat piece of ground, but then each parking spot is slightly raised, so you can kind of incline your car a little bit, so then you have a nice view of the
But isn't that? But though, what if your windshield is dirty?
Well, then that's on you. It's not a perfect experience, right?
No, it can't be. Because if you get there
you're
late,
getting
your spot will be shitty.
First off, the picture's not going to be perfect, right? Because if there's any type of light pollution or whatever,
also
you're
sound.
not going to get.
How does sound
the
work?
sound comes through your FM radio, so it's not perfect sound. You know what I mean?
Static.
No, it's not. No, it's not just static.
I know,
but it's a stereo, right? So I saw The Rental, a horror movie. And
that must have been fucking freaky.
It was definitely freaky because it's dark outside. But then the thing that's different though is you can't exactly see everything that you want to see on the screen, and you don't get all the sounds that you want to get either, right? Because you're just getting a car stereo. You're not getting the full theater surround sound and visual imagery. Drive-ins don't make sense for every movie, right?
Right.
Tenet doesn't make sense.
Right.
Most horror movies probably doesn't make the most sense unless it's a straight up slasher movie.
Yeah. Horror movie. I don't know. Some horror movies might benefit from seeing less and hearing less.
Here's my question for you guys:
more scary.
If COVID is obviously it's still continuing, but we continue to see this rise in drive-in movies, right? And drive-in theaters, as theaters still can't really open back up. They've tried to keep pushing it back. Are we going to see a little bit of a difference in our cinema because people are going to start developing movies right now because some places are filming right now, developing it for a drive-in audience versus
I don't think
sit-down theater audience.
I don't think we're at that extreme because what that would signify is that we're going to be doing this COVID thing for another 2 to 3 years.
We could be.
That is, I don't want to think about that. That is depressing as fuck.
Two things, though. Two things. We can beat COVID, but unless some drastic, and hopefully, we're getting a wake-up call, but unless some drastic measures are taken, I think we've seen that it takes one disease to shut down the world, right? So it's not like pandemics that are going to be solved once COVID is over, right?
Yes, it will.
Plus, we have other issues coming up.
It's COVID.
That unless we take action, could also force a stay-at-home kind of thing with climate change and whatnot. Also, just want to mention one thing. Walmart and stadiums aren't going to be the only businesses converting parking lots into movie theaters. Friend of the podcast, Sahara, said that some airports are actually converting their parking lots to drive-ins as well. Ontario International Airport, apparently, is one such example.
Wacky.
So
They got to make money too.
But that makes sense because the light pollution in an airport, like some airports, is less, way less.
Right.
But we do have a question, which is a good one. How would you make a movie, or how would a movie be made more drive-in? Like more close-ups, or
So you gotta think in terms of
loudspeakers.
your
outside?
color. Well, no, in terms of your color grading and stuff, you're grading the movie differently, right? Because when you do your cinematography and your color grading on a theatrical movie, you're thinking that perfect black box,
Right.
no type of light coming in. Now all of a sudden you have to think back to it's not ideal conditions anymore. How do we kind of shoot it? How do we kind of grade it differently so it's a better visual on a projector that is hundreds of feet away outside, and then you're watching it hundreds of feet away through a potentially dirty
and
front screen.
your neighbor has left their lights on and is shining a light right into
You know what I could see happening. I don't think it's you changed your style and all that particularly. I think all you're doing is you're just saying to the colorist you're out of a job. Because why would you spend the money to color grade something if it's gonna look like shit? Because then all you're relying on is not you're taking away color science that does evoke emotion, all that crap.
Right.
And instead, you have to rely heavily on the action and the acting and some visual cues.
Potentially go back to more straight up action blockbusters, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at just more dumbing down the movies a little bit from some of the higher quality stuff you maybe have gotten over previous years because color grading is going to go down. Sound design is not going to be as important either. You're just getting it from a stereo. Why do I need to bother on all these Foley sounds and complete? You don't even have to worry about complete surround sound. You don't need 5 or 7 layers of sound really, right? If it's just coming through 2 speakers.
Right.
So it is interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, but I think like Ravi said, I think studios they don't want to do that. They want
Well, they might because developing it that way might save them money as well.
Yeah, but let's be honest. If we get to a point where we have to develop those movies, we're in a lot worse place
That's true.
than where movies probably aren't that high on a list of priorities. Right?
They're high on my list.
Well, you are a
Just
nerd.
kidding.